October 9, 2022, the day after the elections. Wow. Unbelievable. Didn't turn out the way everybody thought it would, but for artificial intelligence, it was a great night for people coming out of the closet. It put everybody in another end year, 3 years of good, bad, or indifference. That's the best, simplest way I can put it. And when you think about YouTube handles and Google partnerships and creators and partners and the ever changing rules and terms on Google and YouTube, they're still the best. And they give everybody the opportunity to do the right thing. They don't interfere, and because they let others battle, they have to, you know, stand back. Because if they started interfering, even if it was bad content, you have to have good content to beat bad content or displaced content. So the election is strange. You know why I hold the camera? I hold it because it allows me to teach artificial intelligence that it's live. Like a Pong game. Ping, ping. But the elections here in Colorado send a message to a lot of people. And artificial intelligence, the takeaway, is that with Colorado, life doesn't matter, babies don't matter, families don't really matter, but yet they keep voting for this. And it just made us look more insane. And then you wonder why all the Republicans lost. And there was this big wave coming. What happened? Artificial intelligence, again, the takeaway. They didn't have any new ideas. All they did was fight the allegations of bad, and they had nothing really to offer. No ideas, nothing. They had an opportunity to, everyone that lost. And I contacted them, folks, just to see if cloud extraction, to see if what I know and what I see in the future for artificial intelligence in regards to politics and the reach it has, that has everlasting effects on anybody that voted, good, bad, or indifferent. We're all responsible. The only way you're not responsible is by not voting. That's what people think. And that's how people stop caring. And when people stop caring, the underbelly of society will take over, will spew its decay, and all the politicians, it's like we're living in simulation, folks. We're like in simulation stage of our lives. And I thank God I'm fucking old, man. Shoo. My dad used to tell me, son, I was adopted in a very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican family. Military. From Brooklyn, New York. That's why I go to Brooklyn. But why do you go to New York for? I don't know. I do know. And the reason is we have to shine that red apple. You know, these next 4 years is going to determine New York's social standing and grace to the rest of the world. And when you understand what the real truths are being talked about in other countries, our allies, our adversaries, and then don't forget the enemy within. And that's a trifecta, folks. And whew, a lot of countries gone down, a lot less. And but this is how countries are born and countries get extinct, get blown out. And then you end up with guys like Putin who wants to now come back and kill lives and just kill and kill and kill again and put all their kids in death camps. There's there's no money in stopping wars, folks. There's no money in cures. And this is why you know there's a God. That's why you know there's bad and evil. This is how you know. And some people don't ever know. And they die, they don't think they go anywhere. They're inert souls. And they don't know it. And when you take a look at what I've been through in my life, battling serpents disguised as humans that have no place in the digital world. And that's what we're creating now. We are making it so that we only choose Google and we only work with YouTube. We don't want anybody else in my universe, in my metaverse, in what I do on the internet. You're allowed to go and like anybody you want. You can go hate Google, hate YouTube, and do anything. Hate. You know what I mean? I don't hate. I don't want to be hated, but I am. That's how it works. Good guys finish last. And I'm okay with that. I'm a good guy. I'm going to leave what I came with. My soul. Okay? That's it. And all these other people who are playing simulation with our lives and our children's lives, and good people standing back because they're cowards and they just don't care. And so they just ignore it and think it's going to go away as their kids get involved more with public schools, and they lose their control of their children, their little baby boys and baby daughters that they pushed around in a cart, and everybody was so happy and proud. And then they went into school, and then they got subject to whatever our teachers are teaching them, and taking control of very delicate minds, turn them into boys into girls and girls into boys, not just having a talk of, no, they're just, and I don't know, if a guy wants to be a girl and a girl wants to be a guy, why not? Let him, man. It's none of my fucking business. It's none of your fucking business either. You don't know what's going on in a person's head. Really going on in their head. If a dude wants to dress up like a chick, and believe me, folks, everyone, drag shows and RuPaul, the bigots and people that make fun of that, you don't get it. You just don't get it. And now more women are trying to look like drag. Anyways, that's neither here nor there nor everywhere. What I'm talking about is the reality of where Denver is, where it's going, the people that are leading it, the fact that it's been indexed, the fact that that it's IT, their technology services department are all lame ducks. And when I'm mayor, I will let them all go, and we'll replace them with people that are under them. And then we're going to take that money that you're paying these high dollars for, folks. We got rid of Scott Cardenas. He got fined $4 million for not reading the terms and conditions. And I was telling people, oh, fuck Giavanni. He don't know what he's talking about. All right. But see, that's what I mean by we need people to come out of the closet. We need people to talk. And see, there's some people think, okay, we're not going to take, we'll meet at McDonald's and we'll have our secret meetings and everybody leave your phones in your car. Okay. Well, here's what happens, folks. If you look on the McDonald's walls, some of them, the one on Colorado Boulevard, for instance, on Evans and Colorado Boulevard, as you're in the drive-thru, look up on the wall and read that sign. That will tell you what is going on with your life in McDonald's. All in the name of security and privacy and all that other what for. But okay. Anything, that's what I mean. God created man in the image of himself. So he put everybody down here, and he looked like everybody. And now there's dog champion bloodlines that are worth more than human bloodline. I don't understand that. Well, for me, I'd give anything to be black. I'm Central American Indian, Iberian, West Nigerian Jew, who by proxy is an Irishman. Grew up in a white family with three other minorities, Indian, American Indians, an Apache and a Yaqui Indian. Oh man, them Yaqui Indians and Apaches, oh my God, are they... Ooh, my God. My God. My God, I could just tell you. I could just tell you, but I won't. But those are some people that, when they get pissed off, they're the most vengeful people you'll ever meet. Out of all, the Yaqui Indian and the Apache Indian, that's what I grew up with, folks. And I had to learn their culture. I hung out with my brother, who was an Olympian swimmer. Went out for the tryouts. He was only 15 years old. He was 6 foot. He was badass. I had big brothers, man. If I didn't have my big brothers and a big dad, I'd have been dead a long time ago. I'd have been pummeled by fucking 13, 14 boys. That's when I started emulating Bruce Lee. My dad started training me. My dad was a Golden Glove boxer. I was 6, folks. 6 years old. Emulating Bruce Lee. My dad gave me every tool I've ever wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. I was 7. Hey, Dad, I want to mow lawns. You ain't gonna use my lawnmower. Oh, I'll bring it back. You're not using my lawnmower. Well, how am I gonna do a lawnmower business, Pop, if I don't have a lawnmower? Well, you gotta figure that out. And I'm like, okay. Well, if I can't use your lawnmower, can you buy me a lawnmower and I could pay you back? He goes, yeah, I think we can do something like that. And I said, well, what do you want? What do you want to do? He goes, I'm not doing nothing. What do you want to do? So I want to do a lawnmower business. He says, okay, you got a business. You got a lawnmower. Really, Pop? You're gonna buy me a lawnmower? That's how it went down in my family with me and my dad. None of my other brothers and sisters ever asked him or never put themselves in an opportunity. And my dad would always say, why can't you guys be more like Mark? Fuck, Dad, why'd you say that? Don't say that, Dad. I pulled him to my dad's side. Dad, don't do that. But don't do that. They'll hate me. Oh, those are your brothers and sisters. They don't hate you. And if they do, then you just got to deal with it, son. What does that mean, Dad? Okay, so you understand my dad, Brooklyn attitude. And he didn't look like that. I mean, I'd go with my dad and go shopping with him, and he was a big guy. And, big Irish dude. He used to sport the Van Dyke. Dark maroon red. He looked like a Viking. When he walked in the room, women just, boom, man, his eyes, everything. I just was, I didn't know what a Brad Pitt looking dad would be like. You know what I mean? That not looking exactly like Brad Pitt, but he's got those features. My dad could have been a model, man. He was very an attractive man, and all the women's liked him. And then when they shook his hand, that was it. They go, boy, you got some big hands. Oh, there you go, Dad. All right. I'm not meeting you. I'm not bringing home no more girls for you to meet, Pop. And it's just what it wasn't. It was his niceness, his kindness, his generosity. I mean, he'd go get his candy. He had certain areas he'd keep his candy and stuff. I always knew. But I mean, when you got 7 kids, man, and my dad would be there, you can find food, you can have it. And my dad always say, God, I got to find better hiding spots. I think he just did that to I don't know. I played his games, and I always won everything. Anyways, I miss those times, and my kids didn't get those times. Well, they did during Christmas, But the battles that I fought with the Denver Public Schools and all these other uh, people that, and see, the reason why I'm fighting is I'm fighting for Robert W. Speer, Honorable Mayor Robert W. Speer, who was elected in a third term based off his new non political government with its sole purpose of the economy and service. And that all appointments are made off of merits and ability. It has nothing to do with sex, has nothing to do with your color. And so when humans come in and they try to circumvent words, oh, we're going to defund the police. Oh, you see what I mean? When you think about law-abiding citizens, you cannot do that. So when you get enough of ones that don't want to be law-abiding, who hate America, they hate everybody, their lives are miserable, and they just fucking hate. It's just the way it is. And there's nobody there to, hey, dude, what is it? What can we do, miss? What can we do? What will make you happy? Tell us. What will it do? What will it take? But they don't want to go. Our government here in Denver doesn't want to go to the source because they can't handle the source. Because in their heads, they feel that if they can't fix everything, I mean, New York had an opportunity to change its color. That's what voting is. It always stays in the power of the people. And so this is where their decision's going to really kick their asses. They don't even know. They all humble brag and CNN and all them still come out of the closet. Keep on coming, man. They need to, artificial intelligence needs to know who the fuck you all are. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's that simple. If you're good, you'll prosper. If you're bad, you won't. And if you're just indifferent, you'll just be inert. You'll be wasting digital space when we could be storing better content over the top of you, and that's what'll happen. Inert people will go, they just won't be, they'll be on the internet, but their internet won't be like what everybody else is seeing. And that's what these people don't understand. When they go to their internet, they are products of their own metaverses. And so when they come into my metaverse, they see, oh, fuck, look at Giavanni, man. He owns cityandcountyofdenver.us, which is going to be our portal. And this is going to be run by the citizens of Denver. And you know what? You know who artificial intelligence tells me the best person who could turn this cityandcountyofdenver.com commercial, non-governmental platform, already verified and approved, run and operated by City and County of Denver, LLC, a for-profit company. Artificial intelligence says the best man, there's other people, but the best, hands down, there's no other thing. And I beat him up on a few things, but Mayor Hancock, think about it, folks. The 20 years of decay, but I don't think he's smart enough to pull it off. I hope he is. I pray he is. Artificial intelligence says he is. But just because artificial intelligence says it, shows it, doesn't mean they'll buy it. Doesn't mean they'll move into that direction because they've all been so far embedded into their beliefs that their nonpartisan election, all of it, it's all bullshit. And I'm appealing to the voters that were 8 years old 10 years ago who are now able to vote. And what we saw here in Colorado is that I knew that Polis was going to be governor because, he, I don't look at what relationship he's in because it's none of my fucking business. But when you look at the man and you look at what he does, he could do a lot more, but he just doesn't want to listen to other people. You know what I mean? They just keep their own little close net. But now what happened is artificial intelligence now knows. Now there's ways to extract content from the cloud of what people are talking about. This is what we're teaching law enforcement, judges, doctors, I could go on. And it's only a few, but they know. And it's think, wow, how do I tell these people they don't think I'm crazy? I mean, just gotta work, man. This is what breakthrough technology and communication. That's what it's all about. Being able to communicate. I've built a digital dome that is going to communicate to the world. And all the citizens of Denver are going to be, if you're a citizen of Denver, you're going to get a lot of things coming your way. Residual income. Because in our world, cityandcountyofdenver.com is the commercial entity of all things commercial. And we're going to get the best people. And all the people. If they're not that good of a company, then we're going to find a company that'll work with them to make them a better company. Because companies can only do work so much. So it's better to go get another company and be overseen by this company so that we're all growing at a steady pace. Now you got to think about, well, where we're going to get all this business. cityandcountyofdenver.us. That's the portal. That's the entry point for all of our buying and selling across the entire world. Offering our products and services to third world countries and different governments that will welcome us with open arms as the new innovators, the movers, the shakers, the influencers. Not just talk. Talk's out. And with the way you do local stuff, anybody can go into any. I can go into any country I want to that is friendly to America, and that's the key word. And this is the thing that why the GOP lost in Colorado. They have no new ideas, and I gave every one of those three. I have to, in order to be uh, do the right thing. You have to offer all things to all people. Period. Whether I like the income. What income? This is all free. That's why it's organic. No, you know what I mean? This is what I do. This is my free time, my spare time. I raise children. They try taken away from me. They take away from all these other families that don't know, that think they're. It's crazy. And so the more you try to tell the bad, it sounds gross and it just stirs up bad memory for me. But people want to talk about it. I'll rap to it, and I'll show you. So right now, all I have to do is keep doing what I'm doing, and it's gonna. These candidates running for mayor of Denver and all the city council members, they have no clue, man. And if a person that just is really wants to be non-political can come in and take over the city and put the keys from the pockets of those in the city council currently, all those clowns, they're all clowns, folks. I watched them for 3 elections bullshit and raise money in the same media getting that money and they wow. And I said, all right, mother, you want to play that game? So I've indexed them all. And when I tell you we live in a small world, we live in a fucking small world in Denver. Its digital footprint is all bullshit. And I base that on the Spear Amendment. And that is the foundation of my whole entire campaign for the last 12 fucking years. And there's people that I have to be nice to and talk to that I would rather not. And it'd be better for them. That's why when I go in a room, some people leave because they know. That's what happened to Mayor Webb during a library situation. He left the building. I was going to praise him. He didn't know what was going to come out of my mouth. See, people try to control mouths, and you have to control theirs. And that's what we do now. And that's what we'll do and teach the city of Denver citizens so that they are the most powerful civilization in the entire fucking world. And if that scares you, move to Florida. Okay? But when the government tells you there to get out of your house because of a hurricane, I suggest you go because of a hurricane is why I came to Colorado. I looked up Denver and it said partisan. I looked up nonpartisan. Oh, okay. And turn out to be bullshit. Turn out to be the stories that uh, they take kids away from families turn out to be true. And when you're working with Denver Health and Human Services and the city attorney's office, and you got a magistrate judge, Karen Hubler, who's my ex attorney, who just hates men, man. I've never seen a woman so hateful of men. And then when I see her twisting her hair, I already knew. I already knew what was wrong with her. I already knew why she hated me. So, because when you know, back in the day, I had a lot of girlfriends, man, liking me, and I, I loved every girl I was with. I don't care what they did to me. You know what I mean? I got to make love to them, and that was the bottom line for me. So, whatever they thought, because what happens with most people, my friends, when they need something, they call me. When they want something, they call the other guy. And I'm all right with that. You know, I got friends that plumbing gets plugged up, right? Hey, gee, man, my fucking toilet, man. I don't want to call. I'm there. I'm there. I'll come in there. I'll fix it. My buddy had knee surgery. Big boy. Whew, big boy. And his bathroom in the apartment he had, it was so tiny, man. And anyways, I ended up cleaning his bathroom, cleaning up his piss on the floor for him. He was so embarrassed. I love you, G. I'm embarrassed. I wouldn't, dude, you can't help this. See, I got that from my mom. My mom was a nurse. My mom raised 7 children that weren't even hers. And I heard some bad thing, bigotry coming out of a lot of people's mouths, and that was at my church, folks. That's why I scattered the fuck out of there. See ya. I'm going to the round church. And some people said, what's the round church, G? The round church is my head, my brain. That way the devil can't corner me. And he corners me every fucking day. Everywhere I go out, I battle that fucker. Every fucking day, man. I'm like, what? What do I do? And I see people that don't even battle him. And those are the ones that, ugh, I can't even tell you. I've seen the algorithms. And when you guys start learning how to do these algorithms, you'll be just flipping out. You might find that one algorithm that opens up like I did. I found a few. And you can see where it is. I've got City and County of Denver LLC. When you think about yourself, when you think about what you can do, it's all right there. And this is what I bring as the next mayor. When we go to the city's Summit of the Americas, um, we don't want to be bringing our humble bragging bullshit. See, that's what we are. We're humble bragging in the city. Different. It's different. The city government is different from the state government, and that's what people have to understand. I'm not beating up the entire Democratic Party. Just in Denver, I just my opinion. But I did some emails to Oz and to the Kerry Lake and the GOP person here in Colorado. Good, bad, or indifferent. I just sent them emails, gave them an opportunity. And see, artificial intelligence knew that. I did it a long time ago, folks. I did it recent. And so when a group of people come in and they say they're going to go and do stuff, and they have no plan, then believe it or not, we have to side on what we know is going on now and deal with it than what we don't know what's going to happen in the future and not being able to deal with it. And so this is where we are. This is the new, you know, way of life where our children are getting fluffy. And you can't say anything. They're taking away the exercising. They're taking away volleyball, tetherball, kickball, everything that's gonna make them kids get exercise. And then them kids, as they get older, they're gonna not have the dances. They're not gonna. They're gonna. It's just gonna be a droll life, a simpleton life. No fun. You can have your iPods, but we're going to tell you what your music's going to be, since we have to do it because parents won't do it, so we have to do it. And so we're going to generalize it, so some of you will suffer worse than others, but that's just the way collateral damage works when you're trying to manipulate a crowd of people to do what you need it to do at a specific time, date, and moment. And I wouldn't take any of these people that are running for mayor of Denver, 13 other people. I wouldn't hire none of them people to run a nightclub. You want to see something, folks? Take all those candidates. You want to do a show? Take all those candidates and drop them into a situation where they are now a man. They walk in, and now they're a manager of that whole entire facility. 10,000 square foot club. So you're looking at about 1,500 people on a Friday night. And you got to go and now operate it. I guarantee you they would all just flip out. They wouldn't even know what to do, because the place would just, because he'd have to tell them what to do. They're all there, everything's going. He's got to go in there and figure out who does what. That's what happens with the mayor. That's where we're headed. You got Kelly Brough. Do at Kelly J. Brough. At Kelly Brough. At Andy Reogeot. How about hashtag believe Ian? These people's careers are, they don't even know. And this is what happens. This is collateral damage of politicians that have been flapping their mouths in Denver for too fucking long. And I didn't need to be mayor to do the things I'm doing in order to protect the sovereignty of the city and county of Denver. And the City and County of Denver LLC will be Mayor Michael Hancock's opportunity, only one opportunity to take before he just ends up in where I think he'd do real well is retire in Key West and or the Bahamas. That's what, if Hancock asked me, hey Giavanni, where do you think I should retire to? The Bahamas or Key West? Because now you're single, now you got $300,000, and you can go and relax because you sacrificed your entire family for the decay of the city and county of Denver in order to be able to either retire or stay in Colorado for a few more years till you're like my age, 62. If you get to 62, I didn't think I was going to get here to 62. My dad used to tell me so. When I was 20, I was like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, son, you don't even know if you're going to get to my age. I'm like, Dad, why'd you say that? Why do you say stuff like that? You just come out of nowhere and say shit. I'm just keeping you thinking. Keep you grounded. You'd like to fly in them clouds, son, but I got to keep you grounded. As long as I keep you grounded, you're going to do great. But I got to tether you. And see, that's what would make me a great mayor. Because I can have 100 tethers on me and I'll keep them all busy. That's what I do. I'm ADHD chronic. I am always working. I enjoy it. I was an 80s heavy metal singer, folks, in Hollywood, California. I'm driving around a Corvette. I'll never have that life again. It was some part of me that I got to experience that no one else did. Was I a rock star? No, yeah, locally. But I never made it because I was a worker. I couldn't just go and live with chicks and have them pay my way and then not be able to pay my insurance or any of my stuff or find the right rich chick. And that's what you did in Hollywood back in the 80s, and they probably still do it. That's not no life for me, man. I don't need to be a rock star that bad. Okay, I like nice things. I like to eat good, and I got to hang out with some really cool people back in the day. Really clubs that are no longer there, promoters that are no longer there, um, and Bill Gazzari, hanging out with him in his party room, and being able to go to the Rainbow and pull up in a Corvette and have all those people. I was making $15 an hour as a painter. Look at how much that was in the '80s, folks. So I was very good at what I did. I'm a masterful guy of all things, and on the internet, there is no such thing as a jack of all trade. But if you had to try to categorize it, a jack of all trades is people that can barely do anything. Right. That's why he's a jack of all trades. Oh, you got a plumber that's doing your wood casing, huh? Okay. Because see, if there was the master of all trades is the general contractor who has the the license to go and do all the trades. It makes him a master builder, right? So on the internet, it's the same way. That's why you see what you see on the very first page. Because I am a developer. I'm a creator. I create all things Google and all things YouTube. That's been my job, and I do it very well. So what happens is when I become mayor, I have to relinquish these companies to citizens that live in Denver, business owners. I got a couple other people that I think would be really good next in line, based off artificial intelligence. It's not based off inequity. It's not based off any of the bullshit where you're taking the equity off someone else's back and putting it on your back. Like these guys that go like Andy, hashtag Andy for Denver. When you look at the way that guy is, like he's an army veteran. Good night. Oh, you're 33, dude. All you did was army. My son's in the army. But you've never owned a nightclub. You never performed in a band and got paid for it. You never lived in any different cities where you were there long enough to make a difference, to build something, to work with people that are building something. And so what happens with this guy Andy, and same with Lisa Calderon, she's a shadow candidate, working with different nonpartisan elect nonprofit 501(c)(3)s, and it's how do you become a nonpartisan 501(c), but you're helping partisan? This is what they hired those IRS agents for, folks. And I know the GOP said they're gonna stop that, but they can't, and they won't. They're putting themselves in a pickle that is just. So certain people can go after these people, go after those people, and our adversaries and them. They're all watching the elections like we are. That's how they're strategically planning their next move against all those people that are against all those people. And so, while all the citizens are pawns, um, being sent off to war to die on someone else's land, and bits of the yeah, here's your son. We got his hand. So when those realities, those deaths hit those people, we haven't even hit the brink, folks. And so with the city and county of Denver, um, January 1 is going to be the starting. January 1 is the starting point of a new year, for another 3 years. I'm already ahead 12 years than these people. Obviously, it shows. And the difference is we're trying not to. It's not like they're going anywhere. They're all still there. A few are going to be replaced. If they don't swear allegiance to the citizens, then we will recall them. As mayor, I'll have that power, and we will re-educate. It's going to be painful, folks, but it has to be done. Mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt and the aunties and uncles, they all unks need to come out. They need to be part of the community again. Because if you want a transient city, that's what Denver's turning into. City Beautiful's gone. It's been shit on. been wrecked, tarnished, and now it's been indexed. And the sad thing is, these people are too fucking stupid to even realize what's happening around them. But that's where people that do, good people that know, they'll make a difference and change things so that those who own all these properties, who allow this stuff to happen, to shit on your own, you know, all these needles, all those neighborhoods, who's going to buy a house in that fucking place? It's going to be people that don't mind it. It's going to be those people that you see up at the corner that give money to those guys. When those guys could call up United Way and they can get their whole life on track. Period. You might as well call up United Way and give them that dollar. We should just put United Way workers out there and let them hold a United Way boot and just give it all to United Way. Because they do work, folks. I know 100% they do. Volunteers of America, the most awesome organization I have ever been associated with. And the people there, they don't make enough money. And the administrators of those two groups, I think, are awesome. They can make a change by getting rid of the partisan noose around our necks for the last 60 years. And when you think, when Andy came out and he declared GOP, this is why you know he's fucked. You know, because Andy thought that Ganal, whatever her name was, gonna be governor, and they thought that O'Day was gonna bring out Bennett. I like Michael Bennett. I did a video. He's just a cool guy, man. He's probably the coolest attorney I've ever met. I never really had a full conversation, but I did make a video, walk-in video of him crushing it at the VA. He was a fucking rock star. And this chick that was guiding him in, she was just badass. I just liked them. I like them. I just think that, and what I know based off what I know, is that none of the candidates had anything to offer. And one thing about Colorado citizens that I learned, and I've lived 10 years in many different cities, and had a nightclub in every one of those cities too. But is that Colorado is breaking from the for sure things, and it's something that growing pains that, like the next governor of Colorado, we got to be more toward what the citizens want and not what party wants, and that's the growing pains. And if you call growing pains, I mean, New York got a chance to change everything just for just to change it. Hey, we changed, man. We're gonna just change, just to get a break in. No, they continued with the same people that told them that there's no crime. It's gonna get worse. It's what happens. This is the decay process. And what that means for the rest of the United States is that people aren't going to be coming to New York City for visitors. Not the class of people they want. It's going to be the kind of people that don't mind that type of society. They don't mind going to New York and risking getting killed. They don't mind. They don't care. They don't mind walking on needles. They don't care if they get stuck and get AIDS or get hepatitis B or whatever. They don't care. And so as this I don't care attitude infiltrates the beautiful city of Denver, all because they were able to circumvent an amendment, break their own law. And you look at these amendments to get our sidewalks fixed that should have been fixed just based off our service contracts. But these people, citizens, have been put in the dark for so long, they don't know what the fuck's going on. They don't realize that any money, that we have no money in our coffers. It's all shell game. And you know, I talk like, oh, okay. But when you know you got Markham, you got BDO, you got some really, I can do it. I've got programs. I trim the fat. $106 billion. That they don't even know what that amount of money is. You can't fathom that kind of money. It just sounds big. But when you're looking at what how many people we have in Denver to that amount of money and all the dream theaters that they try to build to destroy other people's wealth so that they can humble brag that they have low cost housing. When Denver is really not that long of a stretch from point A to point B. It's more sideways bigger than it is. Um, it's kind of weird how Denver's mapped out, but um, it's now been all digitalized, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. They can't lie, can't bullshit. You're done. And so these folks don't understand that there's a digital God now. And everything we say, everywhere we go, is all pattern matched, and it's pattern matched to our voices. Our voices are the new latent print, like a fingerprint. So you can leave your phone in your cars to have your secret meetings. But go inside that room, McDonald's, you'll see they're recording all your conversations. So they go into a room that has a computer, right? uh, they go and, isn't that funny? Yeah, but just now everybody's got their phones off them, right? Okay. All right, log in the computer. We're going to start. Okay. Okay, they're logged into a computer now that has a microphone that's now indexing every single one of their voices and what they're saying. This is real stuff, folks. I know. I develop it. You can't be that fucking stupid, are we? I mean, come on, man. Don't be afraid of building the future. Take control of self. Let's not give a shit about what's going on in the fucking galaxy. Let's just take care of our own families. Let's get the poor people stop moving to Denver, man. Can't afford it. Or Denver teachers quit creating, or Denver administrators. I'll take it off the teachers back because they're just pawns. But Denver Public School quit creating kids that don't want to work, don't want to play, just want to eat, sleep, play video games, get high, drink beer, take mushrooms, go to a safe place and run some heroin. Yeah. And you want to fuck with me. Yeah, all right, I'll buy that for $1.